Hey, hello. Welcome to this video. It's a little different from what I used to do on this channel. It's gonna be not pretty much edited, or it's just an impromptu thing that I wanted to do. Mainly because, of course, the current situation we are all living in. We are all living in this earth, in this our lovely planet, and sometimes our lovely planet decides to kick a bit our asses. And this is one of these times. So, given the circumstances that we are all in, I thought it would be a nice way of sharing a little bit of what I've been doing and giving you some recommendations of things that you can watch online to basically feel a little bit this time that we are all spending home. So sit down and relax and enjoy the ride with me, and hopefully I can give you some tips and some stuff that it's going to be useful to spend this time. So first of all, I hope everybody is doing okay, that everybody is staying home and it's trying to run away from this virus. The situation here, I'm obviously in Spain, in Catalonia, and the situation here it's quite bad, let's be honest. I'm not sure if we are already reaching the limits of this, or if still there is a lot more to suffer, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it was expected. Like, what do you expect when the government and like the majority of citizens don't take things seriously? So it was something expected. Hopefully now people are realizing what we need to do and we need to stay home. Like, from my part, I've been doing my job. I haven't been out in probably literally like more than 2 weeks already. I try to go out the minimum possible. So I have food here, so I haven't been going out even for the groceries, anything. Like, the door home has been closed, there is no virus inside. But at some point that has to change, so let's hope everybody else is doing the same and we try to destroy this virus as soon as possible, because the situation it's gonna get way worse. Apart from that, I have my other half in Nepal, so she's stuck there for now until things change and get better. And to be honest, it's probably for the best, because looks like that country is doing things way better because they have probably more to lose. And I think she's safer there than here. She's on the mountains enjoying a break. So on that aspect, it's fine. But of course, like this head cannot be focused on everything, and that's one of the reasons why you haven't been receiving so much stuff that I wanted to do, like record some videos about what's going on with Swift and the projects I'm working on. So that's one of the excuses, if you allow me to say that, because we're all in this situation, so we are all something to worry about. In my case, that's the thing. But let's change a little bit to a more positive note. So I'm starting to prepare already things for videos about Swift 5.3 because it's coming soon, and I want to get that ready. I want to show you like what's coming and what's new on Swift 3, the same way I did for Swift 2. And I've been working a lot with Publish, with John Sandel's framework about static site generation. So I have on the pipeline a couple of videos about that too, just to show you some tips and the way I'm doing things and explaining like kind of like a little tutorial. It's not a tutorial because I mean whatever, but I hope to get that ready soon. So I haven't been able to sit down and focus on recording, but I've been working on all this stuff, and I've been doing some streamings on Twitch about Publish. So in case you didn't know, I have like a Twitch channel where I basically stream some programming from now and then. If you follow me on Twitter, you will see my tweets about it. And lately I've been doing a lot of basically migrating my website from Gatsby.js to Publish, this framework I was talking about to generate static site. If you are curious and you want to take a look, this is the website, how it's gonna look. Pretty soon I'm gonna be releasing it, so I'm quite excited about that. It's not much different from what I have, but it's purely done in Swift. And of course HTML and CSS, but there is no JavaScript, and like it's using the tools that I know and I use and love. So that's gonna be the main difference, that I'm gonna be more happy when I have to do fixes and work on it, because when I did the migration to Catch.js, I was really happy and I learned a lot about React and how things have been basically changing on the web ecosystem. And I was really happy with the website, but 6 months pass, 1 year passes, and when I need to do any change, update the framework, you get into a position where you don't really want to touch it, because you don't know what happened in 1 year on the community, you don't know what versions are there, you don't know what broke, what didn't, because my day-to-day is not on that community. It gets really hard to know what you need to do, and what you end up doing is just don't touching it for years. It's the same thing that happened with Jekyll, in that case is Ruby. So it happens for every tool that you use, it's gonna happen. My hope is that because this is in Swift and it's basically the language that I work with every day, that doesn't happen, that I keep up to speed and up to date in a way easier way, to be honest. So that's the goal. So one of the main things that it's gonna be is like a specific Swift section, because that's probably like the topic that I talk the most about. So it's gonna be like a Swift section with the most recent articles here, all the tags related to Swift, and then the list of all the articles. Nothing super fancy, but like I think it's super useful to get quick access to that. And I also remade the main page to show the most recent content, the most recent Swift articles, the most recent development articles, and the most recent videos, and then some personal articles in there too. Because at the end of the day, this is my personal blog, this is my personal website. It's not specifically only about Swift. It's about me and the things I like, and the vast majority of it is Swift. So I hope that a lot of people comes and it's happy with the content in that aspect, but it's not what defines me. So that's why you see these things. It's not finished, but to be honest, it's burning on my hands and I want to release it. Pierre has been giving me some tips about the style, and I've been doing some changes. It's still, well, I mean, I'm not saying it's ugly, but I don't know, I like it. You know, I'm not a designer, but I like how it turned out. So that's what I've been doing pretty much with my time lately. It's been you can take a look at the stream if you are that kind of person. I am, so I enjoy watching people write code. To be honest, you learn a lot from watching other people do it, so it's there if you want it. But if you go to my channel, you will see that there are other streams that I uploaded, so take a look at there and subscribe if you haven't, just to make sure that you receive and you watch what you like. So let's switch gears and talk a little bit about what's happened, what's going on in the community, a little bit about the news, and of course, like the big news is that Swift 5.2 it's out thanks to Xcode 11.4. And well, I'm not gonna lie, I spent all my day upgrading our project at work to 11.4. So I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but you know, every Xcode release is like that. You spend 1 day fixing stuff, at the end it works, and you move on. The improvements it has are worth it, of course, so that's fine. The best thing is that, of course, it gives us the new version of Swift 5.2, and if you're interested in knowing what's new in there, like I made 3 videos specifically about the most exciting features for me on this release, about statical callable values. One of the biggest one is k-path expressions as functions. I'm gonna leave all the links on cards or the description, check it out. And one of these niceties that we love to have on Swift, which is subscript with default arguments. It makes the language more round and more easy to have one learning from one side and apply it in other part of the language. That's really nice. So if you're interested in that, please take a look at these videos. But the best thing is that we have the post about Swift 5.3, how the release process is gonna go, and like you can read all of this. It's pretty much like it's common to what they do usually with a release branch, and then like they fix the bugs in there and just the most important features, and if they don't have a big impact, they introduce them after the branch is open, but usually they try to keep it stable. But the most interesting thing here, it's the motivation and goals for Swift 5.3. It's It's not a surprise because on the post I did about Swift 6, about the road to Swift 6, to which I have a video about, which I'm really happy with. Like some people liked it, so I'm really happy about this video. And I go through the road that the Swift team and community is taking this year to go and to get to Swift 6. So it's not surprising then that we have quality and performance improvements as a goal for Swift 5.3, and also finally adding support for Windows and other Linux distributions officially. There has been a lot of work from some members of the community that are now part of the core team, which is great news. And if you follow the Swift forums, you're gonna see a lot of movement around Windows, like installers to make it easy and stuff like that. So it's a really good time, and this year it's gonna be great to start seeing Swift in other platforms. And now let's give some shouts to the community. If you don't know what to do and you want to enjoy spending some time with the community, I really recommend you the Paul Hudson YouTube channel, where he's doing some live streamings with some members of the community, with some talk and Q&A and stuff like that. Actually, I didn't realize that one is happening right now as I record this, so I'm missing that one, but thankfully we can watch it later at our own time and our own pace. So that's super interesting. That's something I've always wanted to do. Like I've always had the ideas of making like a project like this, but like at not at a bigger scale, but like having a Twitch channel for the Swift community where we can go there and stream coding in there, like invite different people, like have interviews like this, or just a chit chat, rebroadcast old content, basically have a place, like a TV channel where you can watch everything about Swift in there. Of course, I don't have the reach on the community or the context to do that, but maybe someday it will happen. Like for now, we have this great idea from Paul that it's doing that, and it's gorgeous. Another thing the community has been doing, and of course with what's going on with the virus and the pandemic, a lot of indie developers are seeing a hit on the money they get every month, because people, of course, it's scared. People is being fired from jobs, so like we're not here to spend money on applications if we need to spend it first on food and basic things. So Jan Sandel in this case started I think via Twitter, where he wanted to basically promote indie applications on his website and podcast and all the things that he does. And it was such a great idea that everybody, like Paul and other people from the community, wanted to join. So he basically made this repo on GitHub that you can check out. So if you have a website or you want to collaborate with this, there are instructions here, and the applications from the authors, from developers that wanted to have access to this, to get some promotion in this way, like they are all here. So if there is one that you like or that you want to promote, please take one of these ones and share it and talk about it on your podcast or your website or whatever you have. So that's a great idea that shows you how like the community, it's stronger than ever, and how like we look for each other, which is really nice, and it's what humanity needs on these times. And one of the things I've been watching is this talk from Anthony from Swiftly, and he's talking about operations. But the interesting thing about it is that he did this talk live on stream, because of course all the conferences have been shut down again because of the pandemic. So it's like interesting times what's going on. And this is also something that with what I was talking before, like seriously, I would love to have like fully online conferences. That's it. Like you don't need to go anywhere. You don't have to to socialize if you don't want to, but the content is there and you can access it. And of course, like every conference uploads their videos and stuff like that. And probably I'm the weirder one that it will be interested in that. But you never know. Like these times are showing that this kind of stuff, it's really cool and it's really interesting. And this is what I was saying. Like imagine if we could have like a TV channel where we could just rebroadcast this freely, and people will watch and engage in the chat and stuff like that. To be honest, like I'm probably like a weird here, and also like I've been 2 weeks at home and I'm perfectly fine. So I'm happy with this part of the situation, of course, not with the rest. So in this aspect, I think like something like this, it will be amazing, to be honest. Like I wish I could have the reach and the impact that this will make, because it will be amazing for a community like ours. In any case, I really recommend this watch. It's about operations, the old NS operations, which have been something that it's always super powerful, but it's never been a catchy thing, like like the fashion has never gotten there, you know, like we have never used it a lot in our community, even if it's been there for ages. So yeah, take a look at it because it has interesting aspects. And just in case you are interested on something else that it's not Swift, I can recommend enough this video. It's like it's a streaming, so like it's 2 hours. You don't have to watch everything, and probably you're not interested on it, but I really enjoy it a lot because it's Jonathan Blow and Casey from Handmade Hero, and they are super smart people, like with a lot of programming knowledge on their backs. It's people that I really respect a lot, and you can see them discuss and debug a situation, and it's super interesting to me to see how they talk to each other, how they have different ideas about the problem, and how they exchange ideas, and everything is with nice words and with respect, and just are there to try to get to the better solution for the problem that John was trying to fix here. And it's not even like the best perfect solution, because that's John is making a game, he needs to ship a game, and that's not the time now to polish everything. So like the philosophies behind these are super interesting. And of course there is a lot here that for OP people, like people that it's like object-oriented programming, it's the best thing in the world. Like you're gonna cry a lot with any of the videos from these people, to be honest. But that's what I love about it, that it opens your mind, and it makes you see that there is a world out there that sadly with the education we have been given in universities and about programming and all that stuff, and the popular demand of things like Java and stuff like that, all these things have put the entire industry into a mentality that it's not good, and following a dogma, it's always bad. So I really like this kind of talks where you can see smart people with a lot of experience that pretty much goes against everything you have learned. So I really love that. And of course you need to watch it. If you watch it, you need to analyze it with a critical mind, because everything they say, I love it, to be honest. Like I agree with probably 95% of what they say. But I also know that tomorrow I need to open an Xcode project and work with UIKit and work in an object-oriented code base. So, and that's fine, and I need to be perfectly fine with that. So you always need to like be open-minded, analyze the situations, take the good things that you can take from them, but always like keep moving with your life. So just keep that in mind. Probably not for everybody, but I really enjoyed this specific video. And just to finish without talking about programming, I really recommend Mark Roberts' channel. Well, if you probably you already know, because it has a lot of subscribers, but I just really wanted to point out that he's doing this week this science class, and I watched the first one. Like I haven't had time to watch the second one yet, but they are really interesting, and with topics that you can watch yourself, with your family, with your kids, with your father. Like it's super interesting for the entire family, and it's always nice to have something to watch together and to learn from. So that's it for this video. To be honest, like I think it was longer than I expected, but it's just an update, some news, some recommendations, some shouts to the community. I hope you're all doing okay, and if we can all do anything for each other, it's really nice that we are all doing it. So hopefully this passes soon, and we can get back to normality, whatever that means. Okay, so take care, stay home, and thank you for watching.